Hi guys, TripleC. Unless if you're already my subscribers, you're probably getting to this video because you search for specifically EXP GDC or external PCIe adapter or something like that. So I'll get right to the point first. Here's some gameplays of some of the video games that would I have a hard time to run on my laptop and now run smoothly with the external GPU. And here we go. The video card is the NVIDIA GeForce 750 Ti. So it's not a expensive high-end, but it's not the cheapest you can find. This one is decent. So here is the Crew Wild Run running at 1080p high settings. Resident Evil Revelation 2. And how about some benchmark? There are X11, quality high, tessellation extreme, 1080p, 4x AA. We're running the Heaven benchmark. So according to GPU-Z, the video card is actually running at the 1x bandwidth instead of the 16x PCI Express that it's supposed to be, but I really don't feel the difference. I'm not sure it's because of my video card is pretty much middle, low-end range, doesn't require external power, or it has some other reason, or perhaps detecting it wrong. I mean, it makes sense. It is a mini PCI Express that's inside of a laptop, so I'm not sure what the story there are, but I personally don't feel the difference. I play my games fine, it runs the 3D stuff fine, the frame rates are good, so you know, it doesn't really matter to me. So let's talk about specs a little bit. The system I'm using. Actually, originally I was using an Acer laptop. It's one of the V5 series with the AMD A10 in it, and it has a dedicated video chip that's a 8750 that supposedly hyper crossfire with the APU graphics, which is the 8650. That was the laptop that I was originally planning on using it for. However, it didn't want to work. Well, you know, stuff like this. It's not a full-on commercial, I put it on the shelf for you to buy kind of product. There is no customer support other than the person that sort of answers you a few questions about the stuff they sell. this sort of product, you don't really expect it to work on everything, and it tells you too. It already told you this is more or less like a workaround. Some people see it like a mod almost, since it's like a smart way to use the ports and other parts of your laptop to function as external video, but you know, it's in the way meant to be, such as the Razer. So I don't know what it's called. They have external GPU as well, which they use Thunderbolt and other solutions that's coming out in the near future. So this is a workaround. So then the compatibility is one of the biggest issue with buying stuff like this, but to compensate that, they don't cost very much. I bought this one for $60-something, but we'll get to that in a little bit. We'll look at the adapter itself. But for right now, the laptop I'm using, I traded with my mother. She needed something that's quick and bigger screen, and then her laptop have a bit of a problem that we really don't know what it was. It's kind of funny when it turns on. It takes a little while before it actually, well, you can see the windows starting to load. You can see the splash screen, but it doesn't do anything for a while. Then it finally loads the hard drive, and from time to time, it gives you blue screen. We even send it to ASUS, and I don't know what's wrong with it. So, whatever. It's a kind of problem that I can live with because it doesn't happen that often. It doesn't really bother me so far that I get since I get it. So, what it is, it's a ASUS Vivobook S400C. That's the model. So originally, it's got a 4 gigabytes of memory that's built right onto the motherboard. It has one expansion slot, so I bought 8 gigabytes of DDR3 1600. Now it's got 12 gigs of RAM. 12 gig of RAM, it uses the Intel i5 333U. It's an Ivy Bridge chip, according to CPU-Z. It's not terrible. Lower clock speed. It is just a dual core, but it does have 4 threads. And then you sort of turbo boost to 2.7 gigahertz. So in other words, it works just like a 4-core 2.7 gigahertz Ivy Bridge Intel processor. So it's not terrible. In that regard, it runs everything fine. It has a PCI Express, I should say Mini-PCI Express port, which is what I'm using for the external GPU. So I will show you that in a minute, because lastly, I'm going to talk about the video card. It's a eVGA. After a lot of selections I can pick for, I pick eVGA. It's a 750 Ti GTX GeForce graphic card. It doesn't require any external power. It's a pretty small video card. It fits fine. Everything just works. It has the HDMI port, it's got a DVI port, and it's got a display port. Pretty standard, pretty good, and it's solid. So the concept behind EXP GDC, or from now on, I'm just gonna call it external GPU solution, is to replace your Wi-Fi card that uses the Mini-PCI Express board, and then for the adapter's cable, here I have the Mini-PCI Express cable, and it has all the version too. This is not the only solution. Since your laptop doesn't use the Mini-PCI Express port, and it does come with other cables depending on what you choose. They only give you one though. It doesn't just come in a box with all kinds of connectors. You can buy from them if you have the wrong one, but depending on what you have, you tell the seller and they will send you the appropriate one that your laptop can use. So you gotta figure that one out yourself first. I use the PCI Express, Mini-PCI Express port for my external GPU, and some other people could use, if you have it, M.2 connection, or there's one for the Express card port if you have that, and various other ones. So it's pretty cool. Like it covers most of the laptop needs depending on the type you have. So you just put it in and you screwed it on just like you would, installing a Wi-Fi card to your laptop. It's pretty simple. After that, you just try to find a way to lead the cable out. For this laptop, I'm pretty lucky, just sort of lead out to the back. I may or may not cut the bottom case of the laptop, but it doesn't really necessary. Like even after I screwed it on, it still just come out. It doesn't give too much pressure onto the cable, and the cable's flat, so it's okay. It's working out for me right now. I just have this cable sort of hang outside. I find a way to sort of organize them. It's no big deal. So it's simple enough. So when I take the laptop away, when I go out, I can use the internal GPU, because the chances are I'm not going to play video games if I take the laptop out. It's for business or other purposes. So it's okay. And when I come home, I plug it in, I turn it on, I got external GPU for my video games. The card doesn't actually come with this polyglass case. This is one of the options if you want to purchase this alone with the external GPU adapter. It's actually kind of nice, and it's very cheap. It's about $2.50 in Canadian or US dollar, something along that line. So I picked one out. You can use the adapter alone without the case, but it's kind of nice to have one. However, it didn't come looking like this. Let me show you what I mean. Look at this. It was pain in the ass to peel this stuff off. It took me a while, but afterwards, it looks real nice. It's clear. You can see your card. If you have the high-end video, it came off. That's actually, I was gonna talk about that 2 seconds later, but it doesn't actually stay together. It just sort of kind of like Lego, but it's not tight or anything. But stuff like this, you can always find a way, a little bit of glue if you want to, but if you don't move it, it's fine. It stays together, just the way you put together. But the front seems to be coming off easily. But once you put it together, you don't touch it, it's fine. It's not gonna fall apart or anything. But anyway, where was I? I can't remember, so I'm just gonna talk about what I have in mind. So to get one of those cases, if you have a high-end video card, I think that's what I'm talking about. If I have a high-end video card, it's long enough for it. It's got the opening on the top for your power cables that goes onto the video card. They thought of all that stuff, so the interface and the plugs, the power to your laptop is all in this open space. You can easily access it. I think basically if you take out the front, you can easily take the video card off and on. You don't necessarily have to take it apart, but at least it easily comes apart. You can totally just open it up and take it off. It's alright. I don't mind it. It's a $2 thing. Depending on where you buy it from, but you will most likely come with one of those. It is a Dell 220 watt power adapter, which it has an 8-pin lead that goes onto the external GPU adapter's power input. It's pretty good for the most of the video cards, but if you want to use something high-end, you probably want to plug one of those real power supply. So because I bought the case, it's got the standoffs, it's got a screw so you can put the board on to the bottom piece, but originally the device comes with this shell. So with this shell, you don't really need to use any case. However, it could be a pain in the ass to turn it on and off because it's got a very, very small opening, I think, right there for you to reach the switch. So you figure a way you can do it. It's no problem really, but it comes with one of those, so you can just put it there, plug your card in and test things up. But then with the case, it comes with the stands, and you use it as is. So let's look at the adapter itself. Obviously, a PCI Express 16 connector. Oh, right. I never actually talked about the model of this thing yet, did I? So it's EXP GDC. This is the beast version. Beast is actually referring to the connector of the PCI Express, Mini-PCI Express end of it, I think. I don't know exactly though, but then at least that's what I gathered, that's what it meant. It's a version 8.4D, the specific one I got. There's many versions of this stuff out there on the internet. You might be seeing a different one, but you know, they just updates of the same thing, really. This HDMI port is actually the data port that it communicates with your laptop. So that you plug there. Don't plug any actual HDMI. It's not going to display out of that port. Here's where that Dell power supply input's going to be. You plug it there, or you can plug in the 12-volt power adapter. That'll work too. Depending on what kind of video card you have. And back here, it's an output. It comes with one of those cable. You can plug this one in, and the other end has an 8-pin and a 6-pin for your video card. So if your video card requires external power, then this is how you use it. But of course, again, if it's such a high-end video card you're gonna use this external GPU for, you probably want a proper power supply. At the front here is a power switch, and that PTD thing, from what I gather, it's a delayed start. So 7S, 15S, I think are referring to 7 seconds or 15 seconds. Some BIOS, some laptop BIOS doesn't know what to do with the adapter. So some laptops require you to have a delay start. So after you skip, I should say after the BIOS is done, then it starts and you use it rest of the way. For mine, I don't need to have it on. It detects right off the BIOS as a video card, so it's okay. Depending on how you want to use it, I cannot give you any sort of tutorial on how it works exactly. I can only tell you the information I gather, what is it about in general. So only because I'm not an expert on this stuff. I mean, this kind of device in itself, it's like a mod. So the USB, I can't say I know what it's for, and I don't need it too. So I'm not gonna get too deep into that. And that slip line, nope, I don't know what it's for, and it's not on the user manual either. I don't know what it does, and I haven't looked up the internet on what it does. So it doesn't matter too. I don't use it. It's on the left side the whole time. It doesn't really make a difference. Maybe it does. Maybe it'll help, but you know, as for right now, it doesn't matter to me. I think this video card is actually pretty good looking. I like the matte finish they have on this shell, or casing, if you want to call it that. And it's the first eVGA that I ever bought. I always wanted an eVGA. They got really good customer service and warranties and all that stuff. And their cards are solid. It actually put out a punch. It's a 750 Ti. It's a bit old and... Okay, hey, focus. What are you doing? It's a bit old. It's not a high end. It doesn't use external power, you know, but somehow it works with all the games so far that I threw at it. So it's worth it for the money, because the idea of using something like this, you know, it is to save money solution. Otherwise, you go buy the gaming laptop, right? You can spend some money for gaming laptop, everybody happy. But if you want to save some money, you want to find a solution, your CPU is not terrible on your laptop, then you get external GPU solution like this. And it doesn't break the bank. That's the best thing about it. It does not break the bank, but you are risking, it might not work. You might be wasting your money. You may waste your money, but it doesn't break your bank. To me, depending on what kind of person you are, it's a pretty good trade-off. A little bit of risk. consider it an investment. Either work or doesn't work. If it doesn't work, go online and sell it. Get some money back. You're not losing much. Or do what I do. Trade your laptop to somebody else's. Maybe you'll work on theirs. Sometimes they're happy to take your laptop if it runs a little bit better than theirs. Since a lot of people don't game, you game. When I use mine, I have to plug the HDMI from the video card to external monitor. Well, the idea is to not having to do that. I wanted to run this thing right off my laptop's monitor. But obviously, the laptop's display is connected to the internal graphics, which in this case is Intel HD graphics. So the motherboard of my laptop seems to turn it off when it detects this thing. So there is a software called DIY eGPU, which the company comes with a link on the user manual where you can download that software and use it. And that software supposedly link them or convert them or do something, then you will be able to run the video card off your monitor on the laptop. However, it's not a straightforward software, and I don't really understand it. So far, I just use it on the external monitor. I'm not sure 100% if I'll be able to use it on my laptop monitor, but of course I'll be spending time and trying to figure that one out. If I could, but for this video, I'm unable to tell you how that works. And if ever I find out, then I'll make a video about it. But as for right now, I really just want to show you guys how cool this thing is. For $60-something, like Canadian or American, that range anyway, or you can even find this thing cheaper depending on the package and where you buy it from. This is very cool. You're able to use a video card. I'll recommend not to buy something too expensive as long as it works. As long as your laptop have decent enough CPU power. It doesn't have to be the fastest in the world. It doesn't have to be an i7. Just good enough to run games. That's all you need. And a decent video card. Then you're golden. You can run your games in 1080p. That should be plenty for a laptop solution. Then at least you get to play games. And a really cool way. You know, it comes with the polyglass case like this, and I think what I want to do is to get some LED lighting maybe, put it inside, plug into the USB. It will look real nice. You know, little box, and yeah, this is pretty good for you want to save some space maybe, you want to not having a desktop to worry about, or if you just don't have the budget to get something new, something for gaming. This is excellent, and this is very cool. So yeah, here you have it. What do you call it? EXP GDC version 8.4 version Beast. Mini-PCI Express version of the connection. I think that's too big of a name to continue, but you know what I'm talking about. You've been watching this video for a few minutes now, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video can help you decide if you're looking for one of those kind of things, and or if you wanted to experiment stuff or have some fun, then yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Since in order to use the external GPU you need to remove one of those, this means you'll lose your Wi-Fi, and in my case I lose my Wi-Fi and I lose my Bluetooth, because both of those are on this one Wi-Fi card. So that's one of the problems that you'll encounter for sure, that if you want your Bluetooth, you want your Wi-Fi, you gotta get these. I got a Bluetooth dongle, here's a Wi-Fi dongle. Those are the replacement for losing this card. Could be a problem. Like my laptop only got 3 USB ports, 2 for USB 2.0, 1 for USB 3.0, but you know, you probably want to leave one open for your mouse, keyboard, and you got one for your Wi-Fi, you got one for your Bluetooth. But whatever the case, this is kind of yeah, you cannot avoid it. You know, one of the downside of using the solution. One of the problems that I encountered, this is just for reference, It may not be the same to all the laptops, but at least for me, I do encounter one problem where if I plug anything to the USB port after the computer's turned on, problem. It will shut it down, it will cause all kinds of problems. So I always connect my USB ports and what I want to use before I turn on the laptop. Or I use a USB hub because there seems to be no problems if it's already plugged into the USB port. So yeah, that's one thing I like to mention. I mean, it is a problem for me. I don't know if it'd be a problem for you, but you know, it's good to know, right?